Afternoon. Welcome to a preliminary round tie between Tom Barrett and Will Vince.
Am I supposed to have to hear him in my headphones?
Push out there from Vince. Barrett's having a look around. I think he'll take this on. Should be a relatively easy safety shot. We'll look for a snooker somewhere.
Bang the one ball down the table, leave the wide at the top.
Yeah, bit of distance, just feel your opponent out at this stage of the game.
Hands two, but leaves it safe.
He's got the snooker.
Yeah.
Just to introduce ourselves, by the way, I'm Lawrence Shaw, I'm a teammate of Tom Barrett's, and I've got Ollie Lowe with me from Nottingham Trent.
The enemy. Off one cushion. Good hit.
Got escape from Vince, but leaves the one ball on. Yeah, it's available.
That's the first ball down this frame.
He's landed pretty straight on the two though. I was expecting him to top off the rail and maybe leave himself a bit of shape on that ball, but if he can just drop this in, then the three's there down the line, four's available. There's a chance here. Good pop.
That's the two ball, good pop.
Heart at the back. Yeah, taking a three down the rail. Heart at the bag again. He seems to be cueing well. He can't just drop on this five, so he may have to try and take it into the top right hand corner as we view the table. The ideal position would have been to land a little straighter on the four and then just be able to screw back up, take the five and then the six into that top corner, but he should be able to get some sort of angle on the five in the top corner. It's not a disaster by any means. He's played that nice. That may not have been exactly where he was aiming to put it, but this just drops in the middle. Top it through for the six. Yeah, this is still on. And as a basic introduction to what we can expect from Tom Barrett's game, he's a good cueist. He'll look to pop balls well, but if he runs out of position, he's not afraid to play a safety. He'll always take the percentage shot. We should see some very sensible pool, and certainly Mr. Vince is going to have to play very well to beat a man of Tom Barrett's calibre and experience.
Sinks the six ball.
The York players in general look strong this year.
Got quite a few decent looking players.
Yeah, they've got serious squad depth as well. I think if we look towards a team event, certainly York and Warwick seem to have the most deep squads.
Has a go at the seven, but
Barrett's missed a seven. This is on for Vince now.
Definitely on for Vince here.
He is going to have to play thin off the seven, so he may land slightly awkward on the eight, but if
A little bit of manoeuvring on the white
any
ball.
sort of shape at all, and this is relatively simple.
Leaves himself an angle on the six, on the eight.
He's landed nice. He just needs to drop this in, and 9 down the rail should be relatively simple to take a one frame lead. Where's the cue ball going?
Oh, left himself in the jaw there. Slightly fortunate.
Yeah, this is still on, but this is as tricky as he
Made it
could
hard
have
for
possibly left it.
Tester early on down the rail.
You might want to play this with a bit of pace, just to And sure.
The risk here is surely topping through.
Missed it altogether, and it's there.
It's there.
Where's he leaving this? Yeah,
He's
he's left that for Barrett. That's come off the cushion quite nicely. It's a little thinner than
maybe he'd liked,
but this is no problem. And I think we can say that Barrett's got away with this first frame if he can just see the 9 home here. Yeah, cool as you like. 1 rack to nothing.
I was next to Lawrence.
Barrett to break, 1 frame to nothing. 1 rack to nothing, sorry. We're playing American pool now.
Sets himself. Down goes the white ball.
It was a strong break. He made the 1 into the side, which is generally what the top guys at 9 ball will look to do, but scratching on the 1 ball. Vince needs to have a think about what he's going to do with this. I think every ball's available, so
3 balls tricky. The rest all look fairly regulation.
he's in a position to take the clearance, and obviously he can give himself whatever angle he likes on the 2 to land on the 3 ball. Tom Barrett's clearly quite relaxed off camera. He's coming over and having a bit of a laugh with the commentary team. He looks chirpy. Looks up for this game. Maybe a little too relaxed, but
Plays the 2 there. Misses.
given
but
Tom
leaves it
Barrett's
safe.
form in the 9 ball over the last few years, he shouldn't really be chirping, but he looks good today. Obviously many of our viewers will be unaware, but Tom Barrett has won 1 set of 9 ball in the last 3 years at this tournament, but he looks relaxed today, and I'm relatively confident based on the first frame that he'll come through this time.
It's a good shot there, leaving the 2 balls safe on the bottom rail and the white ball up behind the 4.
Good snooker, very good snooker.
Vince assessing his options here.
There is a 1 cushion escape to this too, and the fact that it's near the cushion does make it slightly easier, but it's still a tricky escape, and he's potentially in a situation where Barrett could go for the 3 fouls to win this if he misses this.
Definitely.
There's a few balls to sneak behind, so it's important Vince makes this.
Oh, he's hit the 8 ball there.
He's missed that by a distance.
That'll be ball in hand to Barrett. Also frees up the 3 ball.
I suspect Barrett may go for a clearance here. He does like taking things on when the opportunity presents itself, and I don't think there's any obvious issue with this clearance.
They're definitely all there.
He's got options available to him. We'll see what he's thinking about. He's clearly assessing his options at the moment. I think he's just going to drop this in and try and play the 3 into the top corner, so he's going for the clearance here. Good sign that he's got a fair bit of confidence. I think he'll like to have been a fair bit straighter on the 3. Natural positioning for the 4, but he may still be okay with this. Ooh. Took the 3 ball into it well.
Kisses the 4.
What has happened there?
I think he attempted the snooker there.
Oh, I'm fairly confident he was playing the 3 into the middle pocket to land on the 4.
Yeah.
He's claiming he was playing the snooker. I'm not
Either way,
certain
it went
I believe
very
him.
wrong.
If he played the snooker, that was slightly unlucky to going off, but I don't believe that for a moment.
Can still see this 4 though.
His 4 is available. It's a thin cut, but it's there. He's played sensible. As I suggested, he is a man who plays the percentages well. He didn't fancy that 4 ball, and he's played a nice
Falls
set.
the face of the commentary team there to suggest he wasn't entirely happy with that shot, but it looks okay.
He's left a 4-6 combo, but
It's always
it's
tricky on
not
the white
easy.
ball. There it is.
Even down the rail, this is not a simple shot.
It seems to be lining up the plant. Attempted it.
Tried to play it in off the 8 ball. That was just quite a nice idea, but not quite come off, and it's tricky. Barrett will need a rest to make something of this shot, but he can pot this and he can land on the 5 ball with
Fairly comfortably as well.
relative ease.
Barrett seems having trouble with the rest there.
Pocketed the 4 ball nicely. Oh.
Leaves himself on the 5 into the middle.
He is confident taking balls into the middle pocket on a 9 ball table. It's an unusual feature of his game, possibly born out of the
Playing
fact
a lot
that
of 8 ball.
he's more of an 8 ball player, definitely. But he's pocketed that nicely. 6 balls on, and
A little bit of work with the cue ball leaves the 7 ball fairly simple.
a stun shot should leave him available on the 7. I think he's playing to top this through and come round, give himself a little more leeway. Probably the
Play
correct
the
way to
shot.
play the shot, but he's
Does
missed that 6
leave
ball.
another chance for Vince.
All matches are race to 5, lag for the initial break, and then winner breaks the next round. Winners to bring cue balls and results to the stage. Thank you.
Vince pots the
Vince
6.
has landed very nicely on the 7 here. It'd be a bit straight for most circumstances, but I think he'll just drop this in, maybe play the 8 into the middle.
Leave himself a shot on the 9.
Exactly. Big frame for Vince. He needs to tie this up at 1 rack apiece.
Doesn't want to go 2 down.
A race to 5 in this game is very unforgiving. He's not really landed nicely on this 8 ball. Oh.
Leaves himself trickier into the middle than he might have liked. But a
He's
very good
pocketed
top.
that beautifully.
And leaves himself on the 9.
He's a little disappointed. That pot to the middle probably deserves slightly nicer shape on the 9, but he'll still expect to pocket this.
Just got to watch the cue ball. A little bit too thick there.
And once again, it appears that Tom Barrett can take a frame from under Will Vince's nose. And he sinks it.
Barrett snatching victory from the jaws of defeat there.
2 racks to nothing.
Could potentially be the other way.
Just stick me on whenever the Welcome back, everyone. Tom Barrett taking a small comfort break after the first 2 racks. Both went in a very similar way. Barrett clearing most of the traffic early on, leaving a chance for Vince, but then being able to profit.
Ultimately profiting from Vince's
Missing on the 9.
Yeah.
Vince just needs to settle into this game a little. Maybe a chance early on in a rack just to
try and
pot a
find
couple
some
of
rhythm.
balls. Yeah. Here we go again then. 2 racks to nothing,
Down
race
goes
to
the
5.
2 and the 3.
Beautiful break from Tom Barrett.
And the one is on into the middle here.
And gives natural shape on the 3 as well. 3 to 4 looks tricky due to the traffic between.
3's down, this is the 5.
Oh, my apologies. That's the 5 ball.
Can top off the cushion here and leave himself a chance on the 4. 4 to 5 is tricky though.
Yeah, either way, going from one side of the table to the other is a tricky shot.
Especially 7, 8, 9.
Well, that's a very strange visit. I'm not certain what he was playing for there. He's left himself incredibly awkward on this 4 ball.
May have intended to come round off a couple of cushions.
He may not even be able to see the 4 ball at all.
Attempting a slight swerve here. Doesn't
Went
get
for
it
a 1
right.
cushion escape. Potentially was available with just a lot of left hand side, but looked for it through a swerve. But
That is a foul there. That's ball in hand for Vince.
and this is the chance we were talking about for Vince, just to get himself comfortable around the table. He's got options with this ball in hand. He can either place it behind the 4 ball and look to screw back to land on the 5, but potentially would want to land as straight as possible on that so that he makes sure he gets shape on the 6 without becoming snookered by the 7, 8 and 9 ball. The other option is to top through and land on the 5 ball that way.
He's gone through the 7 and the 9, found a nice
Played it
gap
nicely
there.
though. He should be able to get good shape on this 6 ball.
Sinks the 5 back in between the gap between 7 and 9. Leaves himself pretty good on the 6. A little bit of work to do to get on the 7 comfortably.
There's a 2 cushion route that lands him in an area for the 7, and he only needs to be in the right area.
It's an area
on the 7
here, yeah.
ball. That's a 2 cushion route. Not
Quite
quite.
played it hard enough.
Didn't have the wheels.
The 7 is on here. Can
He
still
could-
see the angle.
He could try and cut this. He may even be tempted to get the 9 ball on the move.
Trying to go at the 7 there.
I think that was the correct way to do things. Getting the 9 on the move was risky, to say the least, and it's good to see that he fancies himself to pocket those balls. But he has missed. He's left Tom Barrett a chance. It's awkward, but he doesn't need to do much with his cue ball. Just needs to pocket the 7. He can land on the 8 ball, and the 9 ball's in a nice place as well. So we'll see where this goes. Just taking a moment to compose himself.
Not a man to be thrown by things like that, Tom Barrett.
Landed nicely on the 8 ball.
Stuns it across to leave himself perfect on the 9.
And this is going to be 3 racks to nothing.
There it is. 3 racks up now, Tom Barrett. In a more controlled manner than the first 2 frames as well.
Do you think Barrett will consider himself lucky to be 3-0 up? I certainly think Vince will consider himself unlucky to be 3-0 down.
Vince will definitely consider himself unlucky. Could have taken either one of the first 2 frames with a little bit more control. But Barrett's played well to deserve his 3-0 lead. He's looked pretty solid when he's queuing. Scratched the cue ball again. 7 ball's gone down as well.
The 3 and 6 ball look right for the second foul, and maybe that's the kind of thing that Vince needs to get back into this match. It's a relatively simple snooker that would be very, very tough to get out of. Fair play to him though, he's taking the aggressive approach.
There. Leaves himself on the 2.
More distance than he perhaps would have wanted.
Plays the snooker. Barrett might be able to see this through the
I
4
believe
and
he
the 8.
can. I believe he can see this 2 ball.
Might not be able to see the potting angle, but can definitely see some part of the 2.
Barrett's believed that he couldn't get on that 3 ball from the 2. Or he may not have been able to see the potting angle. So he's played a safety. He has left the 2. And Vince returns to safety.
Vince. It leaves the 2. Plays the 2, flicks the 3 out there.
That's a surprising miss on that 3 ball. And he's left it on. Vince hasn't got the kind of shape on this floor that he'd like. He's looking like he's struggling a little at the moment. He's potting some quite nice balls.
He's struggling to find some rhythm at the table.
Just running out of position far too readily.
Patrick Wilson, Sterling, Darness, Chauhan, Notts, Trent.
Played the safety. Relatively sensible shot given the circumstances. I'd have potentially liked to have seen him try to bank into the middle, but it's understandable if he's not confident in his game at the moment. Barrett's potted that 4 ball nicely. 6 to 8 is extremely tricky though. He's got beautiful shape on this 6. He can just draw this back. Good shot on the 6, screwed back beautifully for the black. He just needs to top this through for the 9 ball.
Rolls the 8 in there.
And this should be a 4 rack to nothing advantage for Tom
This will be a
Barrett.
good little finish from Tom Barrett here.
Very much so. He's really finding his rhythm now. I probably shouldn't admit this, but we had a small practice session last night and Barrett beat me 13 racks to 2. So there is a sign that he's in some form at the moment.
Being from Nottingham, Trent, I can confirm that you are no pushover. So that's definitely a good result for Barrett.
Most balls I put in a row is 3.
Tim Sykes leads, Lawrence Shaw, Nottingham.
Unfortunately, your league commentator has just been called up to play his own match, so I will have to leave you. But Tom Barrett, 3 racks to nothing.
4 racks to nothing.
Let's see if he can win. 4 racks to nothing.
About to break in the 5th.
Let's see if he can win this game from here.
break is dry there, but looks pretty safe. Fine 2. Plays the 1 cushion escape. Leaves Barrett on the 1. Pots the 1. Fortunately screws the cue ball back off the cushion into the pocket. Vince with the ball in hand here.
Well, sorry that our commentators have had to leave you mid-match, but we'll be able to see what happens in the deciding frame. Well, not deciding. We'll see what happens in this frame between Tom Barrett and Will Vince. Ooh, I decided a 3. Unlucky. Okay, they seem to have had a bit of a chat. Tom thinks it may have hit, but Will seems pretty certain that it just missed either side. He's got ball in hand, I hope he remembers. Oh, he must have considered it hit. I really do think it did not hit. Oh, these balls all seem to be open. Tom should be able to finish them. He's not quite nice on this 4. He's played safety. Seems to have got the snooker. It's actually quite a difficult hit. If he hits it on the bottom side of the ball, he should be able to potentially get a snooker in response. Oh, he's going for the swerve. Ooh. Not exactly what he wanted to happen. Nice shot by Tom. They're harder than they look on these GB9 tables. You think playing in Riley's that you can just slam them into the corners. You still can, but not quite as easily here. He's made a hash of this. I don't think he can avoid the 7 or the 9. Oh, he's played that well. Excellent recovery shot. Finishing near the cushion makes this slightly harder than it should be. Oh, it's parred it well. Well, that's 5-0. Fortunately for Will, he never got going in the frame really.